Hello, people of the world. This is Tom Boyats here. This is the first of many, presumably, podcasts of Editie Planeta. This is podcast 1. It is Thursday, 7th of December 2023, Anno Domini. And I wanted to open up dialogue. I want to open up democratic conversation about the way we are living. We have lived this far in this 21st century and we will continue to live. This is a solo podcast for the future episodes. I think I will have many guests on, perhaps Steve Wozniak. I'm thinking about having Alicia Vikander on the podcast. I'm thinking about perhaps Emma Watson, Alicia Vikander, Emma Watson, Steve Wozniak. I would like to have a podcast episode with Blake Lemoine, as well with some other great people like Letizia Buffoni, one of my great friends from early childhood, as well. Who else? Perhaps Damian Lewis. Why not? We can talk a little bit about the origin of Axelrod, of Bobby Axelrod. Well, this is the introduction. This has been the introduction. Well, I would like all of you to get to know my company a little bit, my private corporation. Editie Planeta is my Belgian high technology private corporation. So basically, I've been able to find some scientific breakthroughs, some scientific discoveries, and I find greatest way to contribute to humanity is through doing science effectively. And we at Editie Planeta believe that the personal computer, just like one you can buy in the store, is one of the greatest tools we currently have at our disposal, both for communication as well for doing science. So we seek to pioneer in that. The activity of constructing science in innovative ways is what we at AAP, at Editie Planeta, AAP is acronym for Editie Planeta, is what we call globing. And I tend to do a lot of it. I have done a lot of it the past 20 years and I've been able to create what I describe to be immaculate results. There's a difference between immaculate and imperishable. Immaculate is basically comes down to the uniqueness of things, and imperishable comes down to that something which is imperishable lasts for eternity. And we at AAP seek to do science so great is able to last for eternity and have a positive enriching effect, a positive enriching impact on humanity for forever, basically. So I hope everyone has been able to understand and enjoys the podcast thus far. We're only about 4 minutes in, so I rather keep things short. From the way I live, I wanted to share some things as I believe many of us are legends since day one. Yet there are some things in society happening and in the world that I feel like I have reason to share this. I believe that every day that I wake up, I have the chance to build up honor, to build up integrity, to build things of glory upon my pursuit of happiness, upon my individual pursuit of happiness, which I gladly partake in others' their pursuits of happiness. Yet what I seem to see in reference to fake media and sometimes also corrupt governments is that we as individuals on this world, we wake up usually in the morning and we have the chance to build up alive, to build a day of ourselves. And what I seek to explain is that from a broad perspective, I find that many, not to say ordinary humans, but humans just like you and me, who seek to have... Okay, excuse me, the recording stopped for a little bit, so I'm just gonna continue on where I left off. We genuine humans, I feel like we build up integrity and respect throughout the day, and then during midnight, or perhaps a little bit earlier in the late afternoon, or sometimes even after midnight if we are still busy on some things, or we want to get something done for the next day or the upcoming deadline or whatever, we usually tend to go asleep. We usually tend to go to sleep. Well, that's just part of life. But what I have noticed is that malicious individuals and malicious groups of humans, they tend to work the other way around. They tend to think that by the start of the morning, all integrity, all respect, all honor that is able to be earned in the world is a given, and it is a given solely for them. And then they seek to portray illusions within the media, within the press, within their speeches and all such, merely to foster the illusion that they are the ones who are really pushing the envelope, are making strides forward, are contributing to great causes, both scientifically as well societally. And that is really not the way it works, does it? Well, at least to my perspective, the perspective I have on life is that it does not work in that way. Yeah, it's easily able to be distilled by anyone alive that is basically the way many within media and some within politics seek to work. And well, I respectfully, as the man of integrity that I am, with the scientific results that I've been able to accomplish, that I've been able to earn through merit individually myself, I'm not able to see that as legitimate of them. And I rather try to establish a sort of a platform, a sort of a positive outlook, a canvas, so to say, of which other humans are also able to create great things of ingenuity, innovation, things which are fresh. I believe this 21st century is really not a easy time, an easy era for inventors, and inventors are oftentimes least heard. I don't wanna talk about piggy backtail and forward, piggy tail forward and piggy tail back stories, but we all know the way it goes. We all know how inventors have been treated in the previous centuries, and I believe great change is able to occur in this century if respect is met toward each and every one. And as Emma Watson, one of my dear friends, I may say, said during a speech she gave for the United Nations, is that a violation against one human individual, in essence, it is factually a violation against the human rights of all individuals. And well, I got the science to back up the claim that I am the first human who is successfully developing colors of scale 2 technology. I don't believe any human with a reason, with a rationale, with a healthy functioning brain and heart is able to regard it as sane by the traditional media, nor by traditional governments, to try to exclude me from speaking to the people. There is great change able to be made in this century. By great change, I mean positive incremental improvements going forward in technology, which can further leap into medicine, into healthcare, into automotive, into aviation, aerospace, aviation and space travel is what aerospace encompasses. Well, you see, there are certain issues not being discussed. There are certain topics not being discussed. There are certain conversations not being held, and there are certain issues not being resolved. Hence why I decided to apply to call upon my freedom of speech, First Amendment, to say the way how I sometimes feel about these times. I believe greater unison is able to be found in how I view the world, and I may as well be able to find greater unison with other humans, their views of the world. With these podcasts, I would like to have some guests on. We can reminisce a little bit about past events. We can have a positive outlook on future events, while obviously staying grounded, staying rooted in the present. Everything is possible in the present. In Dutch I sometimes say, in een goede sfeer is veel mogelijk. In een goede sfeer is alles mogelijk. By which I mean, in a good atmosphere, in a positive atmosphere of inclusion, a lot of great things are able to grow, are able to expand, are able to start quote-unquote living lives of their own, as somewhat happened with the invention of the personal computer and the invention of the smartphone, as well not to forget to mention the invention of the technical system data. And now I'm coming to an interesting part of the podcast. I've decided to build an entirely new system called data. In simplicity, in simple terms, it is basically data inside of blockchain. Well, immutable, ledger, timestamp, and blockchain are four of the principles. I do not seek to make it complex. It is merely so that humans of integrity, of maturity, humans who got the skills to back up the claims they make, such as I am the first human who is successfully developing economies of scale 2 technology. Well, it is something of preference of myself that I'm able to store things which are factual in a factual way. Hence why I've built data. I look forward to the great utensils that shall be able to be built. I have built some of my own which fall in line with the paradigm of data. And basically, as I have said in the introductory part of the podcast, I do not find much respect is able to be earned by living in a backwards way, by using the media and all such type of things in backwards ways, by which some traditional-esque type of people try to more so suppress individual inventors, individual founders, individual businessmen and businesswomen. We all deserve to make a life of our own, and human rights, unfortunately, yet do not seem to apply to each and every one of us. There shall come a day in which I believe a clear distinction shall be able to be made, by which the paradigm of data has really took off. I believe it shall take place in the second decade of the 21st century. I just want it to be clear that everyone should deserve to have the same democratic tools at their disposal to contribute to humanity if they wish to contribute, whether in science, whether in arts, whether it be music or poetry or lyrics or whatever. I got 2 great songs that went platina. I haven't received a single dime, a single penny, a single dollar, a single euro from it. I found it rather unfortunate, given that I've been one of the earliest contributors to the personal computer and the smartphone. Perhaps it has something to do with it. Just a small minority of humans rather try to keep others stuck at home. I do not believe that anyone should try to be placed stuck inside of a corner where more traditional-esque type systems try to enforce a certain illusion that they are the ones pushing the envelope. Well, that is clearly not the case. I find that to be a very suppressive, very repressive appliance of technology that I would like to see a lot less of in this 21st century. There are places in the world where great steps forward have been made, and we can all be appreciative and grateful for that. The United Arab Emirates, the UAE, has been built in a mere 20 years. The build started in the year 2000. It's remarkable to see what we as a human civilization are able to accomplish if we work together. Well, I just genuinely rather not see our potential, neither my individual potential, neither the potential our human civilization has as a collective, go to waste. That's why I make the claim that I'm making. I'm the first human to successfully develop goddess of scale 2 technology, because I find respect for that deserves to be given also by the traditional media and the more so traditional type systems in the world. Well, if it were up to me, we would be living in a great world where every positive step forward gets rewarded, both societally by receiving recognition, as well financially by providing a monetary gain to he or she or the group of humans who is able to make steps forward in the right direction. Yeah, I also do not have everything to say, nor should claim that I should have to. It's merely so from a more philosophical stance that I say that I have said that. Well, either freaking way. Some humans, they only wanna listen to you, to try to find mistakes, and sometimes there simply aren't any. Some rather try to set you up against their dogmatic standards of what life should be, of what you should be doing with your time, and I find that regretful. NFC Planeta, it seeks to be a thriving technology firm. It already has been able to establish great scientific progress, as can be seen on www.thecoolifesystem.xyz. Even though we are still generally somewhat highly underground currently, one day it shall all become mainstream. Perhaps with the purchase of Evergreen Crystal Palace in Central America, I would like to purchase the building. I visited it in the late 20th, early 21st century. I would like to bring some life to that place. Well, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, to each their own. In African wisdom, they say each one teach one. And I seek to live by that phrase. I find the accomplishments that I've made, basically that they have been able to be made possible through the initial foundation of human collaboration that I embarked upon early on in life, and that it does not have to be tried to be used against me. Many humans many humans I believe are like me, and we rather let our actions and results speak for ourselves than our words. Sometimes talking is just generally obsolete, yet if you are never being heard, sometimes it may just be the right thing to raise your voice. That's why I'm raising mine, and why I made the claim that I made, respectfully so, towards all scientists currently alive doing hard, diligent work, as well as all scientists who have lived in the past and made great contributions to our civilization. I just experience that there has been what I find a lack of perspective in regards who really contributes and who really deserves to be included. Not to say who deserves to be included in the media and who doesn't. The traditional ways of the media, they are coming to an end. And I'm glad they are coming to an end. They are coming to an end thanks to the initiative Frisbee TV that I've started, and thanks to other many independent media creators, their initiatives. Well, you see, democracy is able to function well when there is a healthy foundation of truth able to be alive in society. And I believe that is just very difficult in today's world with a rather so outdated internet, a rather so outdated medieval giants which call themselves modern media corporations. Not to say that all media is bad, and not to say that politics in whole is bad, but systems every once in a while deserve to be improved. And in this 21st century, we have seen a beautiful evolution of technology taking place. I'm glad to have been one of the contributors of that in the early century. And during the second decade of the century, AC Planeta, my corporation, has made great scientific progress, which I believe also deserves to be covered in the media. What if you are a whale swimming in an ocean and some think you are the little Nemo fish that has to go missing in the movie? That's just something groovy I thought of. We at AEP, at AC Planeta, we make great things happen. We have already made great things happen, so respect deserves to be given for that. I find, personally, just my honest opinion here, I could tell a lot of anecdotes about the past. I could tell of things about how I see the future happening. I believe one of the key things is inclusion. A lot of humans who make great things happen, they just do not get included. They just do not get their fair chance to participate in democracy. Democracy has been chosen to be the universal standard by which society should cohere. And inclusion is just something that's very significant. It's not able to be seen apart from democracy. For the past few years, we always see the same humans bringing the same messages. It's easy for some, perhaps they have climbed towards the top through their nasty things, and then they want to stay on top, while all the humans are deserving of their view of the pinnacle when they have reached the summit of their personal climbs or their collective climbs. That's what I find. That's what many people at AAP shall find. Either freaking way. I've decided to share some of my thoughts. This is the first podcast. For future podcast episodes, I would like to have some special guests on, like I mentioned. It would just be so great to have some conversations with humans that I've shared great experience with, among which, as I've mentioned, Alicia Vikander, one of many, a very special one to me, as well Leticia Bifoni, who else have I mentioned? Steve Wozniak would be a great fella to have on the podcast. If he's allowed to speak on my podcast, I believe he is. Damian Lewis would also be a nice guest, and we'll see about the rest, really. AEP, first organization active on Kardashev Scale 2. Great progress has been made. It's being neglected by the traditional media because we all know the way they work. They just want to hoard power and keep things the way they are, while we are the ones making active steps forward upon our evolution towards greater heights. So I believe they deserve to be called out. I believe many humans shall believe the same, shall be able to find reason in my arguments, shall be able to see intelligence in that which I have shared thus far and that which I am building. It's called AP Bliss. Perhaps I can talk a little bit more about it when I will have Alicia Vikander on as a guest. I would like to explain it to her. She knows that we have been through some things in life, I seek to honor it by living in a way that matches my ideals of what life is supposed to, in accordance, in harmony with what democracy entails, with what democracy encompasses. So, that's about it, because I don't want to continue rambling on. I made some great new songs. I would like to have some artists, some musicians on there. It'd be great to make a song with Russ, finally. I met the fella in South Africa a long time ago and advised him to start rapping. So, if if anyone is looking for some advice in life, what to do or whatever, you can always reach out to me through my experience. I may be able to shed a light on yours, and you may be able to, through your experience, shed a light on mine. I don't know, we may be able to go from there. So I hope everybody enjoyed podcast number 1. And well, you see, I believe that we all should try to include each other a little bit more in our lives. We should not face our back towards each other when times get a little bit rough, when times get rougher. AP is Planeta, I'm just gonna say it the way I view it. Greatest organization when it comes to scientific progress of the century, even though we just started about 2 to 3 years ago. Well, that's the way how I see it. Well, you see, this man has done a lot of things in life this far, and I do not believe I shall just end up on this wish. I find that if we do good things in life, we should not be hindered for the rest of our lives. I believe that we humans deserve to experience more so a positive butterfly effect in life than a negative one, because negative butterfly effect, that is just ludicrous, to be honest. So, well, Alicia Vikander, if you listen to this, you better be on podcast episode 2, because I will put this out eventually. And well, since I am making great scientific progress, that is undeniable by anyone, not even by the traditional-esque media, not to mention the word status quo, yet I mentioned it. I would just like for you and some others to have conversations about how all of you would like to participate in Frisbee TV. And well, in life, we just all try to make the most of it. So this is my way of making the most out of it. Hope you appreciate. And well, I look forward to speak to you soon. Obviously, as well, all the other humans that I've mentioned. Nobody can disinclude me, because, well, I could have set this human civilization on Mars by 2025 easily. Yeah. With accomplishments comes recognition. With accomplishments does not have to come setbacks by the WEF or any other motherfucking useless thing. So, well, I said things the way I see it, and I hope everyone can appreciate these sounds of freedom, these positive vibrations. So have a great time, have a great life, y'all. Peace.